It was a bright Monday morning, and I woke up to the sound of my alarm blaring like a siren on a rescue mission. As I stumbled out of bed, I was greeted by the sight of my bank account balance, which was dwindling faster than my will to exercise. I squinted at my phone, hoping the numbers would magically change overnight, but alas, it was just my regret staring back at me. I had made a series of unfortunate financial decisions that could rival the plot of a bad sitcom. Last month, I had impulsively bought a premium coffee subscription that promised happiness in every sip, but it only delivered disappointment and a much lighter wallet. I had convinced myself that I deserved it. After all, I was working hard and caffeine is practically a food group, right? But as I stood in my kitchen, sipping on my last bag of instant coffee, I realized that my taste buds were not quite aligned with my bank account. Then came the gym membership. Oh, the gym membership. I had signed up with the enthusiasm of a child on Christmas morning. But instead of getting fit, I found myself more familiar with the couch than the treadmill. Every month, I paid that subscription fee, watching my money disappear like my motivation. I could hear my wallet sobbing, but I had ignored it like I ignore my New Year's resolutions. And don't even get me started on the impulse buys. You know, the ones that seem like a good idea at the time, like that inflatable kayak I bought last summer. I live in a city with more concrete than water, yet there I was, the proud owner of an inflatable kayak, which has since become an excellent dust collector. I could practically hear my bank account groaning every time I glanced at it, as if it were saying, "Really? A kayak?" So here I was, contemplating my life choices while scrolling through social media, watching my friends post about their extravagant vacations and fancy trips. Meanwhile, I was trying to decide if I should treat myself to a $5 latte or just stick with the instant coffee that had turned into my daily reality. The only thing growing faster than inflation was my regret, and let me tell you, it was growing at an alarming rate. I decided it was time for a change. I grabbed my phone and opened a budgeting app, ready to turn my life around. But as I started inputting my expenses, I realized I had to face the music, and boy, was it a sad melody. I looked at my spending habits and thought, who needs therapy when you can just look at your bank statements? I found categories labeled food delivery and random online purchases that looked like they were in competition for the most regrettable spending award. As I put down my phone, I made a declaration: no more impulse buys, no more extravagant subscriptions, and definitely no more inflatable kayaks. I told myself, I will learn to cook, because who needs takeout when you can burn your own food at home? I made a grocery list that consisted of 10 items, half of which I had no idea how to cook. But I was determined. I was going to be the master chef of my own finances. The first recipe I attempted was a simple pasta dish, which ended up being a disaster that looked more like a science experiment gone wrong. But hey, at least I saved money on takeout, right? That's a win in my book. As I sat down to my masterpiece, I couldn't help but reflect on my journey. Regret was still there, lurking in the corners of my mind, but I was ready to tackle it head-on. I raised my fork in a toast to my new life, one without inflatable kayaks, premium coffee subscriptions, or gym memberships I never used. I might not have all the answers, but at least I was learning to laugh at my mistakes. After all, if regret was going to grow faster than inflation, I might as well enjoy the ride with a side of humor. So, here's to the future. May it be filled with better choices, fewer regrets, and maybe just a little more instant coffee.